Team 10.
Good morning, Acadiana. Great to see you here this Sunday. It is noticeably colder outside with a little bit of a light breeze. Temperatures are in the mid-40s, and we're going to continue to see clouds through the morning hours. I think we finally clear out later on today. Cool and a bit breezy here. Temperatures will be climbing into the upper 50s. Hopefully, we get a lot of sunshine before that sunset later on. Passe Partout starts right now.
Right now, a new youth building is opening up in Abbeville. We'll bring you a look at what it will offer the community and why the Tucson police chief says a new evidence room will help them conquer backed up cases.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. We thank you for joining us this morning. We begin with an update to a shooting Friday in Lafayette. The person who was shot and wounded is in critical condition, and that is as of last night. It happened on West Willow Street just after 10 p.m. Friday. When the officers arrived, they found the victim with gunshot wounds. According to Lafayette police, the victim was working at a nearby business when they were approached by a suspect in the parking lot. Shots were fired and the suspect fled that scene. An organization in Lafayette is helping victims recover from trauma caused by human trafficking. Human Trafficking Awareness Month is this month. The News 10's Rodriguez Taylor spoke with the Horse of Hope about how they identify and start the road to healing for trafficking victims.
The color blue is the international color for human trafficking awareness. Here at Hearts of Hope, they work with many different agencies to protect those impacted by trafficking.
I felt like I couldn't trust anybody else, and I had to protect myself from anything I did. And I didn't feel safe anywhere.
With permission from the parent in Hearts of Hope, we hear from a victim of human trafficking. Due to the victim being a minor, she will remain anonymous. The family says she was trafficked by a family member.
My heart immediately dropped because I kind of figured it was happening, but she would never tell me.
The mother tells News 10 her daughter was targeted as a toddler and ended around her preteen age.
If someone is going through a case like this, I know it's difficult. It can be embarrassing, it can be shameful, but when it comes to your children, like any individual, an innocent person, if someone takes advantage of them, don't stop until justice is served.
Courtney Henderson, the Human Trafficking Regional Care Coordinator with Hearts of Hope, says they have served 72 victims throughout Acadiana and had 6 confirmed victims between October and December of last year.
There are victims that do not know they are being trafficked or do not know what trafficking is. So allowing them to understand those things and allowing the community to understand that, hey, human trafficking can be right here in your backyard. It could be at your next door neighbor. It's very important.
While January is the month for human trafficking awareness, you can still make a difference every day by reporting if you suspect someone is a victim. In Lafayette, Rodriguez Taylor, KLFY News 10.
So in St. Landry Parish, a cyclist is dead and police are searching for a suspect now. That crash claimed the life of 54-year-old Daniel Leger at Port Barry. Louisiana State Police are investigating and found Leger was hit from behind by an unknown vehicle. Leger was taken to a hospital where he later died. If you have any information, please contact State Police. Let's go to Abbeville, where a ribbon cutting was held yesterday for a new youth building at Lighthouse for Jesus Church. News 10's Kai Price explains what the new facility will offer that community.
Here at the Youth and Young Adult Building, the youth will be able to use this as a safe space for positive ministry in the community. The new building will include many resources such as a recreation room, a classroom for Bible studies, and a prayer room. While it took 3 months to renovate, the students at Lighthouse are excited for the future of the church.
It's a space that creates this culture that fosters positivity and just movement to strive and grow in God.
They taught us how to love and nurture people from the streets and, just to teach them the ways of God.
Donnie Bolden, pastor at Lighthouse for Jesus Church, says it's important to have this building as a resource, especially with the ongoing violence in Abbeville.
It means a lot because a lot of violence in the city and the streets is really about showing them they could be loved in a certain place and they don't have to do what they do.
Terry Broussard, city councilwoman in Abbeville, says while church is important, it is more about bringing the community together.
They're having fun in the pool room. There's Bible study, but it's not just about church. It's about getting the kids together. The most that we can do for our children is show them a different way.
Corey and Kiawana Hawthorne have been a part of Lighthouse since they were teenagers. While they have struggled, they are grateful to be able to reflect on the difficulties they overcame.
We're trying to swim against the current of their culture and teach youth, young adults, and people that you are worth something.
It wasn't always easy. We've been through some difficult roads, but I can say that this place, this ministry, has been our rock.
In Abbeville, Kai Price, KLFY, News 10.
Then St. Martin Parish authorities are searching for a suspect involved in a drive-by shooting on the Atchafalaya Basin. Police say 38-year-old Matthew Muse is wanted for attempted murder, aggravated criminal damage, and cruelty to animals. According to authorities, officers responded to a 911 call about a drive-by shooting. When they got there, they found a man with a single gunshot wound. The victim's dog was also in the vehicle and was injured. Now, Muse's car was last seen heading westbound. That's on I-10. If you have any information about Muse's whereabouts or witnessed this shooting, you are being asked to contact the St. Martin Parish Sheriff's Office. Meanwhile, the Doosan Police Department is in the process of building a new evidence room. The police chief says it's to help properly store the stack of evidence they have dating back to 2001. The evidence storage facility the police department uses is about 3 to 4 blocks away from the police station. Imagine that. The chief says they have been using it for 7 years, and the evidence inside is just piling up on them. He says they have to work with the district attorney's office to see what evidence can be dismissed. But until then, he says space is limited to holding for new cases. In addition, having limited storage space is a downfall because the integrity of the cases his department holds is crucial.
We were able to attain some funds to build a brand new evidence room, a new facility with double the square footage of what we have, anticipating that the courts will not start moving any quicker moving forward, so we need to prepare ourselves for evidence and make sure that we have state-of-the-art security for our evidence moving forward.
So the chief there, Kip Judy, says he hopes to use the new evidence room by March 1st. So let's go to New Iberia, where a string of car thefts and burglaries have the New Iberia community on edge. News 10's Asa D'Amico spoke with city police about the influx and what's being done to prevent more crimes.
Sergeant Daisha Hughes with New Iberia Police says the department has noticed an influx in vehicle thefts and burglaries around the city, saying these crimes tend to root from people having no regard for others.
It seems that it's just random. It's people that are bored, and it's people that don't value other people's possessions and things that they work hard for.
Multiple people have gone to social media about their experiences. One report says a man was robbed at gunpoint to give up his car. Others say their car was broken into in their own driveway. Sergeant Hughes says there are specific areas being targeted, which the department is making sure to keep an eye on.
We've increased patrol security in those particular areas specifically.
Sergeant Hughes provided some tips for people worried about becoming a target and urges people to help the police so the police can help them.
Urging people to lock their vehicles, do not keep personal belongings in their vehicles, and also if they have any video surveillance, to please submit that to us.
Sergeant Hughes advises anyone involved in these crimes to stop and start to think about how their actions are impacting the people around them. In New Iberia, Dawson D'Amico, KLFY, News 10.
Thank you for that, Dots. And on the lighter side of news for you this morning, the 66th annual pageant and Ball of Lafayette Mardi Gras Festival, that was held last night. It was held at the Hyman Performing Arts Center. The crew is Lafayette's oldest African-American Mardi Gras crew. During the ball, the identities of the king and queen were revealed. The king and queen will reign over the annual Lafayette Mardi Gras Festival Parade on February 13th. And speaking of Mardi Gras festivities, the crawfish season could look a little different for Louisianans this year. From Shreveport, Tamara Knight explains why.
But the good thing is we are going to have a crawfish season. There will be a little bit more money, but it's going to happen. It's just going to come a little later.
It's officially crawfish season, but many of you may or may not have gotten your hands on the hot commodity just yet.
I mean, it's supply and demand. If there's no supply, and you know how people are around here, there's a huge demand, and so it's going to drive the price up. The quantities aren't there.
There's currently a crawfish drought, raising prices to levels more expensive than usual.
You're not going to see $4 crawfish this year. Or, $2.99 live crawfish. It's not going to get there.
One LSU Ag Center crawfish extension agent explains the cause.
Those rice fields were stocked with crawfish or seeded. We call it either stocking or seeding back in April or May for anticipation of production this winter at this time. Those rice fields were then drained, as I mentioned, to be harvested in late July, August, and September for the most part. So the problem that arose is after harvest, that is when we did not receive any rainfall.
Area businesses says those of us in Northwest Louisiana can for now expect to pay at least $15 per pound. In Shreveport, Tamara Knight, KSLA News 12.
So, Acadiana, we have one more Mardi Gras event for you this morning. The Crew of Apollo Ball was held yesterday at the Cajun Dome Convention Center. Now, the purpose of the organization is to foster brotherhood, unity, and equality in the community. Now, for a check on your News 10 local weather forecast with the Storm Team meteorologist, Chris Cozart.
Now, here's Storm Team 10 meteorologist Chris Cozart.
Welcome back into the Storm Team 10 Weather Center on this colder Sunday morning. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 40s. Still a lot of clouds hanging on as well, but those finally kick out today. So we are expecting clearing skies later on with sunshine back and some cool and breezy weather again, just like what we had there on Saturday. But a nice work week is ahead of us. Finally, some really good weather for a stretch at a time. Next rain chance really doesn't come back until the weekend. So there's your Sunday morning temperatures again, starting off in the mid 40s here this morning. As we go through the day, a little sunshine starts to kick in. Depending on how quickly that sunshine starts to move in across the western parts of the state, will warm us up a little bit more. My forecast high is the mid to upper 50s. Future Track's a little bit colder than that. It thinks that those clouds will hang on a little bit longer here. And then mid 30s tonight, almost near freezing. I think mid to upper 30s for the overnight lows. Little breezy on this Sunday. So if you are heading out to, let's say, the Bayou Mardi Gras Parade, which got pushed into today from Friday night's parade original time to roll there. It is at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Sunshine should be back. It's on the eastern half of Acadiana, so the clouds still may be a little pesky, but nonetheless, just plan on some cool and breezy weather. Definitely have a heavier jacket on there. You see Future Track as we go through the day. It keeps a lot of the clouds in place. There shouldn't be any rainfall out across Acadiana. As we go into your afternoon, those clouds really start to thin out, and we have a lot of clear skies tonight, and sunshine still takes over. There's your Monday all the way going through Monday afternoon. Not much going on. So cool and breezy, clearing skies late in the day. Still a lot of clouds through the first half of your Sunday here. Temperatures will get into the mid to upper 50s, really depending on how quickly, again, that sunshine is able to get back across the skies of Acadiana. But overall, I still expect a really nice day. We start off in the mid 40s. We'll hit the mid to upper 50s, upper 30s tonight. If those winds die down a little bit more, we may hit the mid-30s. And then look at this work week. After a couple weeks where the 1 week we had temperatures in the teens and ice on the roadways, and then the next week, last week, was all the rainfall and warm weather. This is the work week we look forward to here. A lot of sunshine, little chilly, little cool on Monday, but some mild conditions. A very comfortable Tuesday, Wednesday, with highs in the mid-60s, and then we see partly sunny skies Friday with our next rain chance holding off until the weekend.
For more information on the stories you see this morning and more, remember you can always log on to our website, that's KLFY.com. Meanwhile, here's a reminder for you, Acadiana. We here at KLFY, we're honoring veterans and men and women currently serving in the military. This week, we are honoring Private Draven Patton with the Louisiana National Guard. We want to thank you for your service. Now, if you have a veteran or a member of the armed forces currently serving and you want us to recognize them, just go to KLFY.com and click on that banner you see there. Let us know who you would like to honor. Once again, good Sunday morning to you, Acadiana. Later in the show, we're going to bring you a look at St. John the Evangelist Catholic Cathedral right here in the hub city in Destination, Louisiana.
Sunshine should make its return later on today, still starting off cloudy and cold. It'll stay cool and breezy as well. Temperatures will get back into the upper 50s with hopefully mostly sunny skies for those afternoon hours. We'll have more on your forecast coming up later on Passe Partout.